Alright, hi. I am going to do problem number 45 on test review number 2. You can probably just hear my son in the background because he's on the computer talking on Skype. Okay, this problem here, 3 1/7 divided by 2 5/7. That is, and we'll go to the paint program, 3 1/7. Okay, so these are the directions. You're going to change the mixed fraction to an improper fraction, and then you're going to divide following the rules of division for fractions. And that's just simply here in this little part. Change the division sign to multiplication and find the reciprocal of the divisor. Did I spell reciprocal right? Doesn't look right. Okay. Anyway, we begin by making these improper fractions. So I'm going to work horizontally with the brush. There we are. So what we do is, to make it an improper fraction, a mixed fraction, this 3 is a whole number next to the fraction 1/7. So it's going to be 3 times 7 plus 1 to make it an improper fraction. So 3 times 7 plus 1. And we're going to put that all back over the same 7. This is not an algebra problem where you're thinking of all this over 7. This is simply a way to change a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So that's going to change that first fraction, and I'm going to go down here, to 3 times 7 is 21, plus the 1, so that's 22 sevenths. And I'm actually correcting this video. I had copied a number wrong when I did this originally. Okay, so we're dividing that. Now we're going to change this mixed fraction here. I'm changing this one now, and that's going to be over here. And we're going to do it the same way. 7 times 2 plus 5. 7 times 2 plus 5, all over, keeping the same denominator. Alright, and I'm going to place that, okay, we're going to place that down here. 7 times 2 is 14, so that's first. 14 plus the 5 is 19, so you have 19 sevenths. Okay, so we did step 1. We changed the mixed fractions to improper fractions, and now we're going to continue with the problem, which is keep this the same, so I'll bring that down. This is supposed to be an arrow. 22 sevenths doesn't change. Nothing happens to that. We're done. Division changes to multiplication. Wow, that's really out of control. Okay, and then this 19 sevenths becomes the reciprocal of 19 sevenths, which is 7 19ths. Alright, now we can do our fancy trick with cross canceling.
That was really weird. Like, he's just
and that is,
like
you can treat any numbers in the denominators as if they're a fraction with any of the numbers in the numerators. So, in other words, this is 22 sevenths, but I also have a fraction of 7 over 7. And that is what I'm going to reduce to 1, because I'm essentially dividing 7 into 7 to get 1, and then whatever you do on the bottom, you have to do on the top. And with multiplication, you can do this diagonally. You cannot do that with addition or subtraction or division. Division is really multiplication after you've changed the sign. But that's what cross canceling is, and I believe I did a whole video on cross canceling. Okay, so 22 times 1, so your fraction comes out 22 19ths. Well, 22 19ths is an improper fraction, so you have to change it to a mixed fraction. The 22 is higher than 19, so that means there's a whole piece sitting in that fraction, so we're going to get it out of there. So we divide 19, and what I'm doing is changing an improper fraction to a mixed fraction. 19 into 22 goes one time, and subtract. It should be 3, right?
Ooh, there you are. Oh, you're
Yes.
killing. Oh, you just killed someone.
So you have a remainder of 3. And remember,
Reds are
the quotient is the whole number.
Well, if you're a trader,
This
then you shouldn't have
becomes the whole
yellow
number.
is innocent.
1.
Yellow's innocent.
Wee. That's a big one. And then your remainder
That's what yellow is. Yellow's innocent.
is the numerator
What's
of a new fraction with the same denominator. The denominator doesn't change. So that becomes the numerator. So basically all that's saying is when you have 22 pieces that are
how
19ths,
many yellows are there?
they're little 19ths, you're going to be able to build back 19 of those into one whole, 19 over 19, plus 3 left over. So it's one whole piece plus 3 19ths left over.
God,
So that is the final answer.